folks, welcome to Calvin's Got Game. I'm Calvin.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Josh.
Guys, we're doing our top 10, which if you haven't seen our 10 through 6 list of filler games that play under 30 minutes, go check it out. We're going to give you our 5 through 1 on this video, and we're going to start with myself and how I chose these games. I'm going to go ahead and say it again. I just chose the games that played under 30 minutes that I really enjoyed playing, and I ranked them from 10 to 1. So that's how I'm going to get my top 5.
I chose mine by how quickly you could learn them and by just how often we play them. And I chose the most enjoyable and ranked it from there.
I just picked the ones that I like the most, of course, and you know if they played a lot of players and how often we played them. I looked through BGG and made sure they were less than 30 minutes.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the top 5 is going to be much. I like the top 5 of my list better than the second, like way better.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah. There's no doubt. I think I like my top 5. I mean, I like the 10 through 6 just
Right.
fine, and I'll play them anytime. But the 5 to 1, yeah, I want to play them now.
Right.
I agree, yes.
So, and before we get started, I want to thank Josh for wearing my Calvin's Got Game shirt. Such a beautiful shirt, I must say. And I have to thank Erica for helping make that possible. Thank you,
Yes.
Erica, for doing that. And I just want to thank Josh for wearing his. Kelly just bombed out to do it. I'm just kidding. She works too hard. I can't help that. We all come together to make this video as quickly as possible, get it out for you guys. All right, so my number 5. Let's start with me here. My number 5 is a game I don't think Josh cares for, but it is dice rolling, and I like it a lot.
Okay, I know what it is. Yeah.
And what do you think it is?
Bang the dice.
It is Bang the Dice Game. Bang the Dice Game is such a fun game. It's hidden. You have a sheriff who is revealed. You have outlaws that are trying to kill the sheriff. You got renegades that are trying to kill the outlaws. They want to kill everybody, but they want to kill the outlaws before they kill the sheriff so that they can win. And then you have a deputy that can help the sheriff. And depending on what you roll, where you're sitting next to each other, you can shoot certain people or not. It's just a fun game. I really enjoy it. So Bang the Dice Game is my number 5.
Yeah, I didn't make my list.
No, I'm sure it didn't. I enjoy the game a lot.
It's okay. It just
I like it better than the card game.
I haven't played the card game, but
The card game is, to me, is just dry. I like to roll dice, so
Yes.
Bang the Dice Game really brought it home for me.
Okay, I guess my number 5 to start it off is A Fake Artist Goes to New York. Love the game. It's super fun. You have all of these like hidden cards. One person knows what's going on, and everyone's just taking a turn drawing, and one person doesn't know what the prompt is. So it's a ton of fun. It goes around. You draw twice, and then everyone guesses who they think doesn't know the prompt, and then if they get it correct, the person who doesn't know the prompt then guesses the prompt. So kind of different layers. It's really fun with a large group of people, and I really enjoy it.
It is a hoot, and the thing is you're all drawing on the same piece of paper, so you got
Yes.
to add to whatever they drew, and you put your pen on the paper. You draw one line. You can't lift it up. So if you lift it up, you're done drawing. It's a great game. I enjoy it a lot.
And I feel like you can play almost any number of players as long as you have like, enough different colored pens.
Yes.
Right. for
Exactly. It's not
Sure. Oh, I
unlimited.
forgot you had different colored pens
Yeah, you
for
have
some
different
reason. I
color-
forgot that.
Because one
Yeah.
person sits out and makes up the prompt, right?
Yes.
And then if
It sits and laughs at everybody because
they get a point if the person doesn't. I forget how the scoring works, but
Yeah, if I think it's the person who doesn't know what the object is, I think the person who chose the prompt gets the win.
Yeah, I think so.
It's a great game. Small little box too.
Yes.
For such a small little box, you get a lot of action.
Definitely.
Okay, my number 5. Let me see where my list is. Okay, my number 5 is. Okay, so this is a game I added like today to the list because I wasn't sure because it's kind of a big box. All my other games are kind of small box. but this is Splendor, and I don't know if you've ever played Splendor.
Yeah, I played.
But it doesn't take that long, really. It's
You're glad
it's a
doesn't
drafting
take
it's a drafting game. It's kind of like a combo engine building. You're like a merchant, and you're collecting these really nice poker chips, which are all different colored gems.
Mm-hmm.
You don't like this game, do you, Calvin?
No, I really don't, and I'm glad it doesn't last long when I play it because it's not one of my favorite. It's not a bad game at all. Don't get me wrong. It's just not something I enjoy.
But you have 3 different rows, and you're trying to buy these gems, and you have to get certain combinations. So like one needs 3 rubies to buy it, and you buy that card, and it goes in front of you. And so then on your next turn, it counts for whatever gem that is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the first person to score like 15 points or something like that is the winner. But yeah, this is one of the first games I ever bought. And
I'm
it's
sorry
one of my,
that this is so bad.
It's one of my favorite games.
Is it?
Yeah, it really is.
Wow.
I haven't played it in a while, but
Yeah, if you're looking for theme, it doesn't have it.
now they do have. I just saw came out was a
Marvel.
Splendor,
Yeah,
which
I
I
might
want to
enjoy
pick up.
I might enjoy
I would
that.
play that.
Yeah, because I think the gems are the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I don't
pretty
know
cool.
for sure, but
Yeah.
I haven't seen it. I haven't even looked at it, but I would probably play that one. I think it would have. I don't know, but Splendor was just not some. It's very dry to me. You go trade for some jewels. You have one in front of you. You get some more. It's just kind of.
yeah, I don't know if Kelly will like it, but
I don't know. I haven't played it, so
I think she would like it. I think she would. I think she would dig it.
if I could get the rules, maybe.
yeah. But that's my number
BGG has the rules.
5. That's my number 5.
That's your number 5. Well, I guess we're going to number 4 then, right?
Number 4.
All right.
If I can turn my phone up the right way. Let me see. Number 4 for me is a classic. We play it all the time, and I'm usually the Duke, and it's Coup. I enjoy Coup a lot. It's a game where you can lie, bluff, cheat, steal,
Kill.
Yes.
kill, assassinate. Yeah, it is such a great game. We have a blast when we play it.
We do.
Everybody laughs.
And everyone's a dude, by
Everybody is at least on the first turn.
Yes.
Everybody's the Duke.
Or the ambassador, because you can exchange cards.
Right. And really, we're not very good at calling everybody out either.
No.
Because we're kind of cautious. Kelly every now and then will get there and go, yeah, I think you're lying.
Oh yeah, I call people out.
Yeah.
I'm always wrong, but it's more fun that way.
Sure. We get very cautious trying to do strategic plays.
Yes, I'm the Duke. I'm going to
Right.
take 3 coins, and then they end up having to coup because you have to coup at 10 coins.
That's right.
So that's how they.
And then you got to figure out who has enough to coup me right back. And you don't
Yes.
coup that person. You become an alliance with that person. You're trying to stop things for them and try to become an alliance with them. But it's such a fantastic game. Another small box game that packs a lot of punch.
Yes.
So my number 4 is also coup.
Get out of here.
No, I love coup a lot. It made my number 4. We play it all the time. It's just one of those games you can pick up, and I think we had 7 minutes left one night, and Kyle suggested, let's play coup. So we played coup.
And Kyle never lies in that game.
No, Kyle is never a liar.
No. Okay. So it's
okay.
coup, man. Yeah, coup's number 4.
My number 4 is also no, it's not. My number 4 is the Resistance.
Okay.
The Resistance,
Yes.
all right.
Resistance,
By the
which-
same company.
Yeah, indie
It
boards
is.
and cards.
Indie board and cards.
Yeah, this is a hidden role, cooperative, semi-cooperative trader game where you're sending out people on missions. You're either part of the Resistance or you're a spy. And the Resistance has to complete 3 out of 5 missions before or I guess you can't fail. You got to pass 3
Yeah,
out of
you
5
got to
missions.
pass 3 missions.
And it's just it's a fun game. And no one trusts anybody.
No.
Uh,
Well, you can always trust me because I'm always doing the right thing.
like Calvin said, I think we are a little burnt out a bit.
We are.
But I think it's because we play with the same people every time. I think if
Yeah.
we
Brought
played with
in some
different
new
groups,
folks.
yeah, it would be better.
And I'd love to get a group of, I don't know how many it plays up to, but I would love to get the max
Right.
Yes.
and play the max with it. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think it would be something that would be an experience for a lot of people. And it might get people into board gaming, some folks.
Yes.
So we can get some of those Magic players to switch over. I'm just kidding. Magic's fine.
It is fun.
All right.
It's a good game.
All right, so that was number what?
That was number 4.
Number
Yes.
4. Well, number 3 for me is a game we've been playing a lot lately. And it's also a trick-taking game, cooperative. And it's called The Crew. I think it's Search for Planet 9.
Yes.
I really enjoy the game. It's sometimes difficult to get through the mission if you don't have the right captain. But it's just a lot of fun, and I think it's one that I think it has a lot of staying power. And I think people are going to be playing it for a long time. I enjoy it. The Crew, Search for Planet 9. I'm sure you'll hear more about it soon.
So, my number 3, I promise I didn't look at Calvin's list, but it's also The Crew.
No, we had no idea what anybody was picking because I
No.
don't like that. I want everybody to pick their own games.
Yes.
I don't influence them at all except to raise how many they have.
Oh yeah.
Right.
But I really enjoy playing The Crew, and I think I enjoy it just because I get to play with these guys and the rest of our game group when they come down. But it's so much fun. It's a cooperative trick-taking game, like Calvin said, and it changes. You have 50 different scenarios you play through, and at the end of each, there's a place where you can tally to see how many times it's taken you to play through some. And so whenever we do reach number 50, which we're pretty close to reaching it, but whenever we do, we can look at our final score and see how well we did.
And we could always play through it again to see if we can beat that final score.
Yes, and I really enjoy this game, and I was really sad that I wasn't able to put it on my top 10 of all time list, so I was really glad when Calvin said we would be doing the filler games, because I think it's just one of those games you just really need to play.
Yeah, and you'll play multiple
Yes.
games a night. You just get addicted to it. It is
Yes.
addictive game, and but you do have to have the right. Sometimes the right cards flopped up
Yes.
that you're going to be taking the tricks to get them, and then the right person having them.
Right.
Sometimes there's just no way you can make it. So it's just a fantastic game. I really.
And I think it plays up to 5.
To
But
me,
it's better
yeah.
with like 3. I think.
Yes.
I think 3's the sweet spot.
Yes.
Because I think we did play it with 5, and man, was it difficult.
It was.
I mean, I'm sure 4 probably could be good too,
Yeah.
but
We hadn't made that yet.
yeah.
No.
But so
All right.
my number 3 is The Mind.
Yes.
So when I heard about this game, you can't talk. You got to play these cards from high or lowest to highest. I was like, that sounds dumb. But then I or Neil Calvin bought it,
Yeah.
and we played it, and I was like, this game's amazing.
Yeah, I remember you saying, "Yeah, I don't think I like this game."
I'm like, I'm not gonna like this game.
Okay.
But it's really fun. It's so tense because you
Yes.
don't, especially when you get to like level 3 or 4 or whatever, and you have to play the cards in order. And you don't know, like, man, I got a 15, but does someone have lower than a 15 or and then you play a card and someone plays a card right after you and it's one number after
Oh,
yours.
that's
And
when it's
Yes.
sweet.
those are the moments that I love because they're like,
You almost let out a yell because yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Or you'll have 2 numbers that are back to back as well, so you have to quickly
Right.
whip them out.
And then sometimes you're sitting there looking at each other because there's a 20 on the board and everybody has like 70s and 80s. And we're going, okay, and I know somebody has a card that's lower.
Yeah. Someone's got a
Then
30 or
this.
40
Yeah.
or something.
And you'll just sit there for a while and you're like, okay, well, I'm going to play it. And then it
then-
just happens to work out.
And then someone else will lean forward as well and then inch back.
Yeah.
And
It's
it's just so tense.
the tension is there and it's such a great game, for sure.
That's my number 3, The Mind.
So I guess we're down to number 2 and it's my turn. Well, my number 2 has already been mentioned. And if I can bring my list back up. My number 2 has already been mentioned and it is Cockroach Poker.
Okay.
I do enjoy Cockroach Poker a lot.
I made it pretty high. I didn't expect it to be number
Well,
2.
I know.
You know, when you have a game that brings so much laughter and fun to a table when you bring it out, and this is another one I'd like to play with a larger group as well. I think the fun level of this game is when you're really having to push it out even further Because when you're playing with 4, there's only you'll say it's something and maybe 2 other people say something. But if you get that full complement of people, I don't know how many plays up to, I can't remember.
You really want that telephone effect.
Yes.
Everyone's
For
like, no,
sure.
it's this, it's a spider. No, it's a beetle, it's a fly.
And
Yeah.
then when someone goes around asking, well, what did you say? You've got to have it, in your
Right.
mind. You've got to believe it was the fly when it was really the spider.
It is so good and it is so fun, and we have a lot of laughs when we play it.
Yes.
So it had to be my number 2.
So
That's my number 2, Cockroach Poker.
all right, my number 2. I kind of mentioned it in the 10 through 6 as just games that it was kind of based on. But my number 2 is Love Letter.
I thought that was going to be number 1. I really did.
It's really disappointing. It's my number 2. It's absolutely, if you were going to play a game that no one knows how to play, that's not difficult, and that you can play in 10 minutes or less, maybe even 5 minutes or less, it's Love Letter. It's just a timeless game. You've got 2 cards, you choose one and you play one. And they do different effects. You have all the rules on a small card in front of you, and it's just super easy to pick up, and it's such a fun game. I love Love Letter.
It is good, except for the velvet bag.
Yes, I can't stand the feeling of velvet. I don't know why, and so the edition that I bought specifically does not have the velvet bag, which
Yeah.
they mention all the time.
Yeah, I remember bringing a game and throwing it on the table, thinking she would open it up,
And it just sat
and
in
it
front
sat
of me.
there, and I'm like,
Why aren't you
"Why is she
opening
opening the
it?
game?"
It's
She's,
table.
"I don't like
It's
velvet."
velvet.
Yes,
So
it's velvet.
it was very interesting. You get to know a lot about people when you play board games with them. See, that's why you need to make friends and play board games with them. So,
Yes, and also have someone who likes opening the velvet bags.
for sure.
Yes.
All right.
My number 2 is also Love Letter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I wish it played more people. It only plays 4. Like
Right.
it's just. I feel like it's a classic game.
Yes.
There's like it's player elimination. You have a card, you draw a card, and you play one of them, and it's so fun when you play the guard and you're like princess, and they have to discard and they're out of the game. Or
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah. Or you're the prince and you tell them to discard their hand. They're the princess. And they're out of the
Yes.
game.
Yes, so it's just a fun game, and all the variations are so many different.
Yes.
There's like Batman Love Letter, and
Oh, I
There's
haven't
Santa's
played that one.
love letter
Yeah.
too. Letters to Santa. Yeah.
so it's really fun. It's a really fun game.
Well, and I almost put this on my list, but there's other games I'd like to play more. I love Love Letter. I'll play it anytime. And I almost never bought it, and I always tell this story. I saw it on in a game store in Austin, Texas. I was up there, and I was going to buy it. And I asked the guy, I said, "Man, this kind of looks like a goofy game, a girly game. It's in a red velvet
Yes.
bag." And he goes, "Well, there's some guys down at the brewery that play it on their lunch break." And I'm like, "Well, if it's good enough for them, it's probably good enough for me." So I bought it, and I'm telling you, I've enjoyed it ever since. It is a
Yes.
great game. That's a great pick. You two got a good one there.
Yes.
So, anybody want to guess what my number 1 is?
What games have you
Let me see.
said?
Okay, I have a guess for your number 1.
Okay.
You mean to say what it is?
Surely.
I'm gonna say Spyfall.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not Spyfall. Good guess, but not Spyfall.
I can't think of any. You've already said all of the ones, right?
I mean, there's some on your list that I put that I don't think will be your number 1 though. So.
Oh, I think I know. Is it Get the MacGuffin?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one actually plays straight up to 30 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, then is it Secret Hitler?
No.
Okay.
But I do like that.
Oh, Room 25 then.
It is Room 25.
Yes.
Room 25 is a fantastic
Oh my
game.
goodness. See, I didn't know this was gonna make the list.
It's a 30-minute game. It's a filler game. It's
Yes.
something to get you started to play more thematic games, because this game has theme.
Yes.
And so when you're ready to play some thematic games, this one will get you in the mood to play those thematic games, because it is awesome.
It is a great game.
It is
You
fantastic.
you're a fugitive, and you may have some guards there, and you're either a fugitive or a guard, and you're trying to stop the fugitives from leaving, or you're trying to get out of there, and you're trying to find the exit, and all the tiles are face down. You're flipping them up. You may if you don't peek at the room first, or if you're in a room with somebody else, they can push you out.
Yes.
It's such a fabulous game. The tension is you never know who the guard is until you get closer to the end and you start going, yeah, you're doing some shady stuff there. It is fantastic. I love Room 25, and I wish they would reprint it.
Yeah.
I wish they'd bring it back into
you
print.
got a copy, our friend Kyle.
Yeah.
Got a copy, courtesy of Erica.
Yeah. Once
A
again,
very
Erica
sweet
makes
thing
it-
that she did for him.
my
Yeah,
goodness,
Erica
yes.
once again makes our video, but she is she bought that for him. But anyway, we do have 2 copies of it. But I wish they'd reprint it because it is such a fantastic game. I wish everybody could play it.
Yes.
It's so fun.
I agree.
So that's my number 1, Room 25.
All right. You have any guesses for my number 1?
I have one guess.
Wait a minute. I had it a minute ago. Oh, a goatfish.
I did put that for her list, but no, I think it's the Resistance.
Really? It's neither.
Oh.
It's Cockroach Poker.
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yes.
She's the only one that hadn't mentioned it yet.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard because we've had a lot of crossovers this time.
We did.
But yeah, I love Cockroach Poker. It made my top 10 list of all time, and it's just one of those absolutely fun games. You just go around, everyone's laughing, everyone's having a good time. You can call someone's bluff. There's that tense moments of, well, is it really a fly? Is it really a frog? And it's colorful, and it really does take some reading and some strategizing and trying to figure out, okay, I bluffed last time, maybe I can slide it in with telling the truth.
Yeah, I've tried that once. I told the truth and they called me out with the truth, and then I said the truth again, they called me out again. I was like, I'll go with someone else. I'll go with someone else this turn. Because that was horrible.
Yes.
But yeah, it is such a good game. You see it made all 3 of our lists, right?
Yes.
Cockroach Poker made all 3 of our lists at some point. It's a fantastic game. If you don't have it, go find it.
Please do.
All right, any guesses for my number 1?
I think it's The Crew.
No, me too.
My number 1 is Coup.
Get out of here.
What?
The Crew did not make my list, and I'll tell you why.
No.
Because I feel like you have to play it with the same people. I don't feel like you can just pick it up and say, hey, let's kill some time, let's play The Crew.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's kind of like a campaign legacy game. Because you have 50 missions and you have 50 missions and you want to play with the same people every time. Because you have, when you start, you write your names down in the crew log. And so it did make my list at first, but then I'm like, am I going to play this randomly to kill some time with some people? No, because I want to play with...
Well, you could without documenting everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then what, you just pick one of the missions? Or
Well,
or
you could just start from the beginning, play as long as you want to, and then be done with it.
Yeah. But that didn't make my list for that.
Yeah.
But my number 1 is Coup. I don't think it made Kelly list, but it made...
No, it made our
okay,
list.
it made all
Wait,
of our lists. Oh,
we
yeah, you
had
had the same number, right?
Same
Yeah.
number, yeah, number 4.
But yeah, it's you have 2 roles, you have 2 hidden roles, and you're trying to eliminate everyone. Has to be the last person standing, and it's everyone's the Duke.
Yes.
Well, if you go first, you're definitely the Duke.
Yeah.
For sure.
If you go second, you're the Duke. But if you're like 4th or 5th, you might not be. You're probably the ambassador or whatever. But it's really fun. It's if you're not good at lying or bluffing, you probably won't like this game. Erica doesn't like lying, but it's a fun. It's just you can play it with lots of people too, and
Yeah.
It's a good game.
I always want to play it whenever someone says let's play Coup. I'm like, yeah, and it doesn't take long at all.
No.
It's like really, you can play like
And
2 or 3 times, and then
what I was going to mention earlier about Love Letter, it is. I'm not a big fan of player elimination a lot of times, but in Love Letter, and also in Lost Legacy, and in this one, Coup.
right.
When you get eliminated, it's not for very. I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
it doesn't take long for the whole game to get done. You're waiting
You're not playing
maybe
a 2-hour game.
yeah,
You get eliminated halfway through.
maybe 5 minutes.
It's not like
after-
Risk, right? Like
Yeah.
in Risk, you get eliminated. You gotta. That's it.
You're sitting there for hours waiting on somebody to get done fighting over Iceland. I mean,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, good choice. I think all the games we put on there were pretty good. I had some obscure games on my list that you guys probably
Junk in the
know.
trunk.
Yeah, well, let me tell you, I'm gonna bring Junk in the Trunk one day, and y'all can watch it or play it with me, and I think you'll enjoy it as well.
I think Room 25 would have made my list,
Mm-hmm.
but I just didn't think it fit, I guess.
Yeah, I looked up Rune 25 and also Secret Hitler, and they were exactly 30 minutes on BGG. Otherwise, they would have made my list.
And I don't think it's actually 30 minutes either, because when we play
Yeah.
it's probably 20 minutes, 25. It
Yes.
might hit 30,
Yeah.
maybe hits 35 every now and then. But it's okay.
Yes.
Invalidated. No.
Invalidated. My list is wrong. No, it's fabulous.
It
Guys, I want to say I appreciate Josh and Kelly for doing this again, and Josh for wearing that Calvin's Got Game shirt. I appreciate that.
I never take it off.
Well, let's hope you do. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'd like to know what some of your filler games are that you enjoy playing. Hit some comments down in the comment section. Subscribe. Hey, like it, share it. We need your help. I appreciate it. Guys, thanks for watching Calvin's Got Game. Get a board game to the table. Thanks. Remember to subscribe and click that bell for alerts when new videos come out.